Hey guys, how's it going? So, another week, another mobile suit, and this week, we called it, we got a support. None of the ones we were pretty much guessing, and we got the Methuss Kai. And, yeah, I got it. Well, I got the level 2. I kind of want the level 1. I'll get into why here in a second. But, yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's got a Methuss Kai high mega cannon. Go ahead and look at the video as it plays. Very simple weapons. You got the Shiki beam rifle, and this is just the normal Shiki beam rifle, so 1 shot, 1 stun. You get 4 shot clip. You got the high mega cannon. It stuns on normal fire. It also does more damage if you charge it and pierces. Then you can transform and fly. You've got the ram attack, and you can either shoot for damage, which is only a 35% heat rate, the high mega cannon in transform mode, and a 0.8 second cooldown, and then a 2.5 second charge time to deal decent damage and have a knee stagger. I found out when I got hit by one on a heal, and I was like, did something else hit me? So yeah, it was just another one, and it yeah, did a full knee stagger, which is pretty cool. I am a fan of that kind of thing. We'll see how it works out, and if it makes the suit any better compared to some of the other options. And that's kind of the problem I have, is because it doesn't really have too many skills to back that up when it comes to 650. Transformed, you still get knocked out with just any kind of insta stagger at all, and normal staggers just knock you out. And you do have damage control 1, which is nice for build-up stuff when on the ground, but when you're in the air, as long as, you know, if you're getting hit with build-up stuff, then cool, I guess it helps a little bit. It does have good resist, being, I think, around 30 for the beam resist by default, and I like 22 to 28 ballistic, somewhere around there. And it has an okay amount of melee. Definitely need some melee parts on this if you want to survive some melee hits. I still haven't decided whether it's useful to actually put melee defense on it yet, or try to put more health. I'm going to play around with that for sure and see what I can come up with. Then we have the just damage. Is the damage output there? I think it has some good stagger potential poking between the different weapons. You do have a flashbang grenade. I forgot about that. If you can get crazy good with that and make that work, then cool, more power to you. I feel like the flashbang grenade stuff is very gimmicky and not reliable hardly at all, especially when you take in consideration some lag potential. With a heavy stagger for the 2.5 second charge time is pretty nice, and you can shoot, I think, 2 shots, maybe 3 before it overheats, or sorry, 2 shots and then charge it, or maybe 3 and then charge it before, you know, that way you can just do that. If you charge it, it just overheats immediately. It has a pretty long cooldown time if you overheat it, so you pretty much never want to overheat it when you're not in transform mode, unless you're going to get a kill kind of thing, or if you are transformed and you pretty much want to use that heavy stagger as much as you can. So I can see transforming to overheat. I'd say to get the most damage, you would have to transform, shoot 2 shots at least, and if you can get a 3rd in between there, do that, then full charge for the knee stagger. Now at this point, we've got some pretty nice supports. So 650, I don't think this thing really stands up against anything like the C1 or the HML, which could transform and kind of do the same stuff. So overall, I mean, anything you can do, I can do better situation with other suits. And this thing's health isn't the craziest to boast as well, being, I think, 18,500 at level 2. It's somewhere around there, somewhere around that 18,000 range. And I've got another part on it, and I'm only in the 19,000 range. So yeah, I feel it's a little squishy. Kind of the same problems I have with other suits that just don't have enough health, that don't also have enough utility. Again, a heavy stagger is a big deal, C1 makes huge use of it, so we'll see how well this can get used with people flying. I just wonder if that's a big deal, and honestly, if it had shock dampener, this thing would be the grossest thing in the sky at the moment. So I can see why it definitely doesn't have it, knowing that it has a heavy stagger now. But damage control is kind of nice. At least they're giving it something, and it's definitely a new way to play support at higher cost with any kind of flying potential. I think the 600 is definitely better, but I think there's way too many things that'll knock this thing out of the sky. Though, again, look at the C1. You could say that's the same thing. But then again, its heavy stagger is on the ground. It can move while it's charging, and you go ahead and just bop somebody, and you're kind of following up with your transforming and flying in, and you're just shooting as much as you can as you go toward the enemy. So again, we'll see if there's some combos that I haven't gotten used to yet, because I think for melee combos you could do the high mega cannon into the main Shiki beam into a melee, or even coming back to the high mega cannon. And you gotta wait a second, so it's not quite Nemo 3 potential, because it's 5 seconds for the high mega cannon in between shots and 6 for the Shiki rifle. But if you can somehow mix a grenade in or a melee hit, you can definitely come back for another stun. There's potential of 4, maybe even 5 or 6 stuns if it's comboed right and well enough. Definitely 5 is probably my max potential, or even just 4, but we'll see. And then we have the transform part, which could be kind of interesting. I haven't decided how that feels yet. It does have an interesting little animation where it goes to the bottom middle. Maybe that's because the gun is so high, kind of compensate, unlike what happens with the C1 where the gun is so long out and down. So it definitely feels better, I would have to say, from some of the other flying stuff. It's a pretty smooth animation into it. But yeah, 600, I say probably is good. Definitely not bad. Definitely has a place and has potential to be good. Maybe not C1 OP levels, but definitely up there as a top support, I think, at 600. 650 is yet to be seen. Considering what we got, I think what we have is better, but it is definitely not bad by any means and can work. Again, it might just be one of those things of getting used to transforming and shooting, and then doing the charge and getting that knee stagger off more consistently, which I have not figured out how to do yet, or have not practiced it enough to do it. Anyway, moving on though, GBO2 cool. And then to kind of, so we get something extra for general and raid. No, but we got a level 3 and a secondary banner of the Gaz L&R. 600 cost now, level 3 of each. Pretty solid suits. Kind of cool to see a 600 cost of those. Definitely not going to be something I spin on, but here is the banner for those. So secondary banner is always nice to see. There's the Vertex, was just a secondary, and we would have just got this as a primary. That would have been really cool last week. Don't see why that didn't happen, but yeah, not to go back to that too much. Anyway, moving on though, in the ticket shop, some pretty hype stuff here. So we got the Heavy Gundam level 3. Sadly, for the ticket price, I will not be getting it, though I love the Heavy Gundam. It is a ton of fun to play, and it can definitely throw out some damage. The Nemo 3, though, has a good rock back and forth combo that you can do to get out some nice stuns. And it is only 185 for level 1. I might pick it up if I am confident that the Palace Athene is not going to show up next week and make me cry that I don't have enough tickets. But yeah, Nemo 3 is definitely a good suit. If you don't have a 500 or 550 support that you're confident with, Nemo 3 might be something to try at level 1 at the very least. Definitely can recommend. It is definitely a top tier suit at that cost. Again, can't really recommend the heavy at that point. one of the big deals is it's more of a secondary support. It has a ton of damage, but no easy way to stagger, which is a big problem. And then we have the GM Striker Kai level 3 going into the ticket shop. Personally, I don't think it's as worth at that point because of just what exists at that cost. If you're a raid main and you're also a space main and think otherwise, please comment down below in the comment section and let everybody know that this suit is more of a suit worth it. Again, I think at that point it's either what, 400 or 450. I'd say the Guts Dom, Cloud Dom, whatever you want to call it, is probably the better of the two raids. And I think even then you have the Saikamu Zaku, which I think just is way better as well. So moving on to the DP store stuff, this is pretty hype. We got the Zaku Flipper level 1 and 2. I think I'm missing one of those. I think I'm missing the level 1 on my main account actually. So that'll be nice to have. Definitely going to buy that with DP ASAP. And now that I'm noticing this, I didn't really pay attention to, what all got added. I just kind of was hyped about it in the moment. And then just didn't really go after it. But yeah, Zaku Flipper, really cool to see both levels of that in the DP store. Definitely going to go try to buy that if I don't already have it. Right after I get done recording this. Full Armor Gundam Type B level 1. They just buffed it. It feels a whole lot better now. Might still be missing something, but it is definitely a great suit as far as just for something that's in the DP store. And recommend trying it out at the very least. Gunnar Gundam, sadly, got nerfed, and they probably should buff it again. I don't know why it's still nerfed, but hey. But there's a level 1. You can try that out. If you like the sniping playstyle, it's one of those things where just don't miss. And it's one of those older suits. Not like the just normal full armor that has kind of fallen out of favor because of just power creep. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the clan match stuff. We'll go ahead and check that out. We have they did a little post here for, I guess, NA now as well. I don't know if they had a BP one, but yeah, they're showing why they have that. Thought we already got that last week when they did the video thing on the 11th, but cool. And clan matches, I clicked on the wrong one, whoops. But looks like we have the same suit again. So another chance for the Haimo Garibaldi Alpha, and they have a tank up for grabs this time, top 10. So yeah, good luck for anybody going for that. So top 10 for that symbol. And the cost this time is going to be 606 V6 Tropical Desert Target Shuffle. Early morning again on the 19th. I might be up for that. So we'll see what happens there. I am kind of excited to still get a chance at the Haimo Garibaldi. But see if we can pull it off. 600 is a pretty high cost, and a lot of this stuff, especially where they're doing target shuffle things, you have to really be on point and max out your score if you're going to make it into specifically the top 10 for the symbol. But even making top 100 gets a little bit harder as far as depending on who is playing that day and how many teams are maxing out their score when they can. Then it kind of comes down to, sadly, what rating people are, and well, what rating people are going against when they max that out. But yeah, I've already went over that, not to go over that because we're already kind of pushing the video a little bit farther. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this update and what you think they're going to come up with next for next week's suit, because now we've got our support, we've got our raid. Who knows what they're going to do next week? I'm guessing a general of some sort, maybe the full armor slave wraith. Been saying it a lot. Maybe something from the leaked list. This wasn't from the leaked list that I know of, so kind of interesting. Definitely curious to see what they do next. But anyway, guys, usual stuff in the description below: Twitch, Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. That'll be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Also, if you are looking for the podcast, it is going to be up hopefully the day after this gets up or the day of this going up, whenever you're watching this. Should be up soon or up already. But we'll see if I can get that done before the podcast tomorrow at this point. So, anyway, guys, that'll be for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace!